Hi, my name is Terri Sproul, and I want to welcome you to my studio. And it's December, and we're getting into Christmas time. So Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a great time and getting your Christmas shopping done and all that stuff. I know this is a really hectic time of the year, so I really appreciate you guys showing up here on Tuesday nights. I know it's getting cold, too, so this is a good place to be. Okay, I'm going to get right down to playing. I do see somebody wants a YouTube link, so I'll put that over there here in a second. So let me change cameras, and then I'll get that YouTube channel link up there, and we will get going. So if you do have questions, put them in caps, and me and Joe will do our best to catch them. I'm going to put that link up real quick, so give me a second. There's the YouTube link. Okay, so I'm putting it in the comments. Oh, I love when it doesn't do that. Paste. There it is. Okay. There you go. Okay. Again, we're working in my Cottonwood art journal. I did want to show you that I did finish my front cover. Remember we did this a couple weeks ago? And I painted it with silks. And I did some rub-ons across the top to give, not rub-ons, rub and buff to pull out the wordings and stuff so everything really shows up. And then I just put the metal pieces back in. That's all I did. Real simple. Okay. Okay, so again, I don't suggest that you ever do your book because, see, now I can't lay that side flat. So I have to kind of flip it over here and kind of manipulate it. That's why I never do my front covers prior to finishing my book. Okay, I want to play with my brand new stencils, or masks actually. These are Snowflake Masks. There's actually quite a few available. This is just the 3 that I happen to have so far. And you can find these over at Sin City Stamps. So first thing I want to do, though, is I wanted to get some color down on the bottom. So I'm just going to, I have this really pretty blue. It's called Summer Sky, but I kind of think it kind of reminds me of a winter, even though it's called Summer Sky. Hello, Susan, welcome. And they're from Prima, and they're the Color Blooms new sprays. But really, any permanent spray would work for this technique. Make sure it is a permanent spray. We've talked about that in the past. Ones that are not permanent would be something like dilutions. God, I totally went blank there for a second. So I just laid that down, and I'm just grabbing a baby wipe because I want to clean up the spray, left the extra spray here that I just sprayed all over the place. Okay, now I'm going to real quickly dry this so I can put the next layer on. So you see this color is really soft. Okay. Again, this color is really soft, so that's why I kind of wanted it for my background. Now, I do use the Cottonwood art journal, so I do not need to gesso. So I have not gessoed my page. But if you are using a cheaper journal that has a tendency of bleeding, you might want to gesso your page before you do all this spraying. So I just laid down my masks. Aren't they pretty? And I'm going to grab a little darker blue spray this time. I'm going to use, this is a brand new one that I just got, and it's from Deco Art, and it's their new media sprays. We've been playing with their media paints, but we haven't played with their media sprays yet. And this one's called Primary Cyan, C-Y-A-N. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. C-Y-A-N. So anyway,
Cyan.
Something like that. I'm not quite sure. I know I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, so I apologize to them in advance. I'm just going to grab something real quick here. Here we go. just to help with the overspray. Okay. Now I'm spraying over the mask, getting that all pretty. Okay, I like that. I am going to do a real quick roll over it just to pick up. Actually, you know what would be pretty? Do I have anything close by? Just to grab the extra ink. Look at that. So it's a great, so, you know, don't waste your leftover ink if you don't want to. Okay. Now I'm going to lift those masks up, and look how pretty that is. Oh, great start. Okay, now I need to dry that. Thank you for putting that link up, Joe. Okay. Over at Sin City Stamps, they have a whole plate from Michelle Cummings, and they're called medallions. There's a whole plate of them. And I know I keep saying that plate like everybody knows what I mean. When a whole plate means a whole sheet of stamps. There's a whole sheet of stamps that are called medallions, but they kind of remind me of snowflakes, so I'm going to use them as snowflakes tonight. Just making sure my page is dry. I'm going to use Versamark, but you could use any type of ink that would would grab. Who else does Versamark? Besides Versamark, there is another company that has a sticky pad like this, and I can't think of who it is right now. So anyways, I'm inking up my medallion stamps, and I'm going to lay it down. And what I'm going to use is Pan Pastels. We've talked about Pan Pastels in the past. Pan Pastels are a pastel that is in a pan. That's how they got their name. A pan is just a simple shape, and they are very highly pigmented. And I'm going to use this. Actually, I think I'm going to use the dark blue. And they have these wonderful little sponges that you use, and you don't need a lot. And as you see, you couldn't see that image that I laid down, but as soon as I put the Pan Pastels on top of it, it's going to grab that ink that was laid down there and give me the image. Oh, you can see it. See that? It's subtle, but I want it subtle. Okay, so I'm going to stamp a few more and keep doing that same technique. So this is a Versamark stamp, and you can do this with any stamp you want. These are stamps from Sin City Stamps. They're the medallions. And Pan Pastel, and I am using the dark blue. And you just really softly rub on there, and it'll pull that image right out of there. Isn't that awesome? Love how that works. Since I like this one the most, I'm going to use this one again. Danielle, did you enjoy Ranger? Yes, thank you. Ranger has a ink pad also. Did you enjoy Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? I'm getting to watch it when I get off the show. Doesn't come on till later for us. So yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is on tonight for all of us children that are in the room. Look how pretty that is. I'll use this one too. So we're supposed to get our first snow this weekend. It'll probably be nothing. I call it Hollywood snow, which just basically means that it just snows enough to look pretty and then it goes away. It's my kind of snow. But see how those Pan Pastels just grab that ink and just bring that image out? Oh, love the way that looks. Now, the only bad thing about Pan Pastels is they're not a permanent ink. I mean, they're not a permanent, so you do have to do something over top of them to make them permanent. So you could do some type of fixative. You could do a workable fixative. You could do... I'm actually going to use a spray over mine here in a second. I'll explain that in a minute, because I'm almost done. This is my last one, I think. But you do need to make them permanent in some way, because they are, at this point, they are not permanent. And they can just lift right off your sheet. Even though the ink, I think, and I'm not positive about this, I think that the ink would adhere them and you shouldn't have a problem with them relifting. But I also believe in CYA, so CYAs cover your butt. So look how pretty that background is. Doesn't that just awesome? Now I happen to have from Memory Mist, I happen to have their iridescent, and I need to shake that off camera. Their iridescent is kind of it's kind of sparkly, for lack of a better word. It doesn't really have any color, it's just sparkles. Yes, you loved Rudolph, good. So I'm going to use that as my kind of my spray to put over top of the Pan Pastels to seal it. But you definitely need to seal them some way. And I'm going to test later on another trial to see if that comes up. Actually, hold on. Let's test together. I did this as a test earlier. I did not put anything over that. Let's see if it comes up. Yes, see, it's still coming up. So that answers my question. Even though it really didn't take away from the image, it looks like it's just coming up. No, I'm going to argue with myself. It's just coming up around it that's not sealed, but the image seems to be sealed. So maybe you don't need to seal when you use that. We all learned together. How cool was that? Okay, I want to make some snow. Okay, got to make sure this is dry though. But if you are using Pan Pastels in a different way, you would need to seal them. Okay, I am going to use, this is Cut and Bond from US Art Quest, and it is a double-sided adhesive. I'm checking to see how big I need. Okay. And I'm going to use this shape right here to trace and cut this out. How much snow do I want? I don't think I want that much. And this is a double-sided adhesive sheet of adhesive. It's a sheet and it's adhesive. And you can get this over at Cut. Is this not working? Do you love when your pens don't work when you need them to? Or maybe it's just not going to let me just do it on here.
Oh, you can just wing a big old set of curves.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to try to do it a lot better. But, so, like the voice underneath says, I'm just going to wing it.
The voice of wisdom.
The voice of wisdom got...
Oh my god, I'm like that little skeleton character on that talk show that's off camera and just talks to the host.
Yes, you are. Okay, so double-sided adhesive.
Those curves are unacceptable. Go back to the template.
Oh, shit. Just making sure I got my page going the right way. And I need to cut off that much. Yes, that's how I measure. Okay, so there we go. So I'm peeling one side of this off. Now, personally, I would not, because I'm using such a big sheet, a little hint, I would not peel the whole thing. I would get it started and then lay it down and then finish peeling it as I go along. So as you see, I'm going to pull while I'm laying it flat. Because if you'd have pulled it all off in one shot, you'd probably have a mess. A hot mess, as Mr. Joseph would say.
Hot mess, girl. That is a hot mess.
We don't want hot messes. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I'm kind of excited. I've had this in my hot little hand for a while. This is Stampotique's Snow. Isn't that cool? It's an embossing powder and enamel elements.
Stampendous.
Did I say that wrong? I apologize. Stampendous. So you can get this at stampendous.com, and this is their Snow. It's their brand new. I think they just brought this stuff out this year. I played with a little bit of it a few weeks ago when we did. Remember when I played down here, all that, and on the edges I did all the mica. So now we're going to play with their Snow. So I want to peel off this front cover. Now what's really good about this double-sided adhesive is it is heat resistant. So I can take, this is an embossing powder that I'm about ready to put on there. I can take this embossing powder and heat it. So I'm going to put the Snow on. And yeah, you don't have to be as neat as I'm being here. You could just pour it on. I'm just trying not to make a huge mess.
Because if you do, once you heat it, it'll be a hot mess.
A hot mess! The Snow will turn into a hot mess. Okay, make sure I got it all. Now we're going to try to tap it back into this container. Let's see how good we can do. Okay, and I'm going to do this a little bit off camera, so don't mind me. Because I'm not going to try to keep it on camera. I'm just trying to get it in the container. Okay, look how pretty that looks down there. I'm so excited. Okay. Snow off to the side. Okay, now I can heat emboss that because, like I said, the double-sided adhesive will take the heat emboss. So it will completely not give you problems at all. It will take the heat.
While Terry melts that, I'd like to remind you and invite you to join Creative Jumpstart 2015. 23 artists sharing 25 videos every day the month of January. 3 hours of mixed media tutorials. I'll be one of their guests. Only 25 bucks. That's $1 a video, 3 hours of video, and you have 11 months to watch them. So I'll post a link to that in the comments. Creative Jumpstart 2015. And now back to our program.
Look how pretty that Snow looks. That's the first time I've used this, guys. Isn't that pretty? I haven't used it before today. I'm so excited. I really like this stuff. I'm going to be using this again. I was really trying, why I've been kind of going back and forth on trying to use it is because if you read the directions, they want you to heat from underneath because of how chunky chunky this stuff is, you've got to heat from underneath. Well, I knew I couldn't do that with these sheets. I knew I couldn't do that. So I was trying to find out a way to use it and not have to heat from underneath. So that's why I used the Cut, Bond, and Create from US Art Quest. So, score! And I have this cute little snowman. It's also from Sin City Stamps. I stamped him. I colored him in. And I fussy cutted him out today. And I'm going to lay him down here in the snow there. I think he's going to go right there. Isn't that cute? Thank you, Shelley, for the gorgeous page. Oh, I totally get it that a couple people are commenting over on YouTube that October and November were crazy months. So I'm glad that you are back to join me. Okay, I need some adhesive for that. So let's grab.
Now, you know, Terry, what could be cool, too, is place him before you put down the double-sided adhesive, and the snow would be on top of him under his little... What is the bottom part of a snowman called?
His little bum. His little bum. I agree, that would have been smart.
Little bum? Baby got back, honey.
His little bum. So I'm just using some gel medium, but you could use a glue stick or something like that if you want to glue this down. I'm a huge gel medium fan. I do like to go over mine with the gel medium. That kind of seals it in. So okay, so that'll dry down here in a little bit. Now, I have this really cute saying that I had to use tonight, and it says, some of my best friends are flakes. I thought that was so appropriate for this particular page tonight. But that's an awful small stamp, so I need to do something to make it a little stand out a little more. So I am going to let that dry on my lap. Grab a piece of paper. And I do use a permanent ink whenever I stamp for my art journals. So I like to use Indian ink. I like Indian ink because it's really, really, really dark. And I really like that about it. And it is a permanent ink, so it will not bleed no matter what I do over top of that. And that's important to me. And I don't want it to be this white, so I am going to go in and let's spray with that one, and let's spray with this one. Because I can. Dry that up. Now I'm actually going to cut this out, but I actually want to cut out each of the individual words. And the reason for that is it's going to allow me to make this tiny little saying look bigger across my page. So if you do have a really cute stamp that you like, but it's so small, this is a perfect example of how to make it look bigger. Now I can cut it out by lines, I can cut it out by individual words. It all depends on what you want to do. And I'm just looking at mine to decide how I'm going to cut in between each of those. So right now I'm going to cut out each of the lines. Okay, I think I'm going to cut that apart. Let's see. Back up here. Some of mine, and see that's kind of getting lost, so I think I'm going to have to change these. I think that's a little too dark and it's getting lost there. Yep. Rethink. Back down here, new piece of paper. So my next idea, because I don't want it to be white, is Pan Pastels. Now, since we just learned that Versamark is going to keep it adhered on there, I think what I'm going to do this time is, again, I'm cutting out each of the lines. Ow. Pulling my own hair out here. Okay, so I'm going to cut out each of the lines this time. See, my intentional earlier was to pick on Joe about, some of my best friends are flakes. But Joe had a hard day with his partner and picking on his new haircut. So I'm going to be nice to Joe today.
Compared my haircut to a llama he found on the web.
Yeah, I have to admit it was freaking funny as hell. But, so I'm going to take the Versamark.
Since you called and you could barely talk, you were laughing so loud.
I was. I have to admit that. When I see that, I died laughing. Okay, so I'm just taking Versamark and putting it right around the edge. And then I'm going to take the light blue. That's kind of my idea this time. And adhere that to the... Oh, yeah. I like this is better. This is going to work out better. Okay. See that? Much better, huh? Okay. So again, I'm going to do that on all of them here. So just taking the Versamark, sort of like what we would do with an ink pad. We kind of do that same thing, except for I'm using Pan Pastels. And I'm doing that because instead of an ink pad, because I use the Pan Pastels already, so might as well incorporate them into my layout again. Okay, so done with my Versamark and my ink, my Pan Pastels. Look at how pretty that turned out. Oh, it's a little bit of a glare, but really they are pretty. Cool, huh? Okay, Pan Pastels off my lap. Mr. Snowflake back up here. Okay, so some of... See, oh, that's showing up much better. My best friends are flakes. I think I'm going to go across like that. I like that. Now see how before we had it and it was really going to look small? Now it kind of works out a little better and is showing up on the page a little more. And we can even make those stand out even more here in a minute. So let's grab clean paintbrush, some gel medium, and I know, Joe, you're going to freak out when I say this, but 1 month from today is CHA.
And 1 month from today, you mess with my hair, you'll have no place to stay at CHA.
I told you I liked your hair. I just thought it was funny that he compared it. That's all. So I am going over it with the gel medium just to adhere it down and make sure it stays. One month from today already. I can't believe it. Okay, looking good. Okay, now I do got to let that dry here, so real quickly take dry too because I want to put some pen work around it. Can't believe how cool that snow looks down there. Okay, so I'm just grabbing a black permanent pen again. Couple ones that you could use is the Faber-Castell has one. I like the Scarlet Lime, but I guess they're hard to find these days, so I got to quit promoting them. And there we go. Oh, real quickly, Pan Pastels. If you are interested in getting Pan Pastels, check out the alteredpages.com. I have a coupon for you. It's worth 15% off your total order over at alteredpages.com. And the coupon code is Terri, T-E-R-R-I, Pan, P-A-N, all one word. And it's worth 15% off your total order over at alteredpages.com. And they have Pan Pastels. I think they have a whole plate of them like this. I don't know if it's this set. I have actually torn my sets apart. This is kind of my blue-green set right here, even though that's in there. But that's okay. I have more blue-greens to put in there now. I need to update my list. Okay, just checking it from this side to see if I need to do anything. I need something around the edges, so let's figure out what we can do around the edges. Ooh, I wonder if I could go with Pan Pastels. Hey, there we go. There's my idea. I'm going to go in with the Versamark again and just go right around the edge with the Pan Pastels. And I'm using this lighter blue right here, and I'll give you the name of that one. It is turquoise, actually. I guess it kind of looks like a turquoise. It's a really pretty color. They have, you know, I don't even know how many colors they have anymore. I think it's like 180-ish colors of Pan Pastels. And they're really high pigment pastels. You won't ever have to replace them again. You will have probably your set forever. Because you use very little of it when you put it on. That really helped a lot. See how pretty that turned out? Let me go back towards you guys. Sorry about that. Look at that. It really kind of gave it a halo-ish look. I don't know if we can put now, probably not. Okay. Let's see what else. I'm pretty happy with this page right now. I might stop right here. But let's look to see if there's anything else. And I'll give you guys a close-up too while I'm looking. So there's the snow down there. Isn't that pretty? And the beautiful stencils, or the masks in the back. Also, I have 30% off coupon for Sin City Stamps, which is 18B Art. And that gets you 30% off your total order there. Also, right now, if you order my alphabet set, you get the number set for free for the end of the year. The Altered Pages coupon is only good for 1 week, so till next Tuesday, or next Monday, I should say. Okay, anybody have any questions? I'm double checking over there, see if there's any questions. How do you use gel medium? How do you know to use gel medium or matte medium? Great question. I think I got the whole set from them. That's a great, glad to see that, Tristan. I haven't seen you here in forever, Tristan. Welcome back. Plastic binding pages. I don't think that, the question is, does Sin City carry the plastic binding pages for rubber stamps? I don't think so. I would have left it white, but that's just me. the other question I got, how do you know to use gel medium or matte medium? Okay, let me explain. Okay, see the word right there, gel medium? And this is regular gel matte. Gel medium is a adhesive. It's also a medium. We've talked about this before. Mediums are something that you can add paint to a medium and it'll do something else. I use this a lot for just gluing things down, but it also does transfers. Hold on here while I grab something. Seeing if I can find. Okay. There's also fluid matte medium right there, which is I think what you're thinking that you're asking me. Now this is a medium. Okay, and then there's also something called polymer. Come on, focus. Polymer medium. Now if you see up here, this says artist color under the word golden. Okay, so gel medium you use as an adhesive. It can be a way to seal something, and it can be, you can add paint to it. So I use gel medium most of the time. Matte medium, this one is called fluid matte medium. And if you see underneath the word golden, it says medium. Okay, so that means whenever it just says medium, that means this can be, you can add stuff to this, like paints and stuff, and make it more, to do something more to it. I'm not going to get into that real thing heavy right now. But for an adhesive, gel medium is your best. Now I like matte gel medium, see it says matte right there, because I don't like glossiness. Okay, but they do have a gel medium in glossy. Now I like the regular gel medium, as you see right there, it says regular gel medium, because it's not that thick, but yet it's thick enough to do what you need. Now this one's almost gone. It's well loved, can you tell? So it's kind of like the thickness of peanut butter. See how it doesn't really fall off my finger there? So it's kind of the thickness of peanut butter. And I use it for adhering and to do transfers. So I hope that answers your question. If it didn't, please catch me again. The page below is awesome, that one. I'm not sure which page below you were talking about. I'm working on it. I got this one I'm working on presently right now. On my own, not as a class, just, you know, because I really do check out. Hi, Lee. Okay, I'm assuming that Tristan, you really have like a whole 128 different colors of Pan Pastels. I'm jealous. Okay, I think, I think I got all the questions. Okay, I think I got all the questions, so if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to switch cameras, say goodbye, and get you guys going for, see you again back next week. Look how pretty that sparkle is on that snow. I like that page. That turned out really pretty. So, I know, I'm easily excited. Switching cameras. Back to me. Okay. Again, thank you very much for showing up. Go over to Altered Pages and use that coupon for 15% off. Again, the coupon is Terri Pan. T-E-R-R-I-P-A-N. All one word, Terri Pan. You can use it on your whole purchase, including Pan Pastels. Great deal. If you don't have Pan Pastels, get them. I will show you more ways to use them in the future. And I have videos in the past from them too, so got lots of ways to use them. If we have no other questions, I'm going to let you guys go. So I'll give you a second here, see if any more questions pop up. And then I will say goodnight. Unless Joe wants to show his new haircut off.
No.
I keep telling him to, put purple stripe in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Best behave till after we check out of that hotel.
Is anybody going to put me up if Joe kicks me out?
And you sleep so sound, honey, I could temporarily color your hair. You'd be in shock when you woke up.
Too funny. Okay, guys, I am going to say goodnight, and thank you very much for showing up again. Oh, my God, we had quite a few people in the room again. I'm so blessed. I really feel that way. We had almost 50 people again. That's so cool. Again, thank you very much. If you are watching me on YouTube at a later date, give me a thumbs up. Check out my group on Facebook called All Things Terri Sproul. Join that. Show off your pages and put them on there, and we're going to get some more prizes going here real soon. So I want to say thank you. Good night.